How is everybody doing? This is Justin Simpers with another edition of Getting in Touch with Your Star Player. Your star player. That is you. Why is my voice a little hoarse? Because I was at the Tyson Fury fight. Yeah. Anyway, that was the best fight that I have ever seen, and I was there in person. I cannot be thankful and have enough gratitude to be in the position I am to actually go to that fight and have decent seats. It was super, super cool. It was one of the best times I have ever had watching a fight. And so I am going to do some fight analogy today in my cold call breakdown. Cold call breakdown. And so a lot of people are asking me, well, what do you do for cold calls? I mean, I could spend a lot of time in the world talking to you about, different techniques and whatnot, but nothing will break it down more than just pure repetition, doing it over and over and over again. And why are you saying that? Because the more that you do it, the more that you are going to not be nervous. You're not going to have any of those stigmas over your mind because you have seen and heard all the different scenarios. And it takes me back to my first cold calling job when we actually had a quota that we needed to meet on how many cold calls we made in a day. Now, he never really did that good of a job explaining it to me, but the more that I did, the more carefree I became. The more I did not care about the reactions that I got. I just was actually able to go ahead and be myself and see what happens, try different things, see what happens, because at the end of the day, it didn't matter whether or not I made a connection with somebody. The only thing that mattered, well, A, if I sold anything, but B, if I gained experience to move forward. And so I'll make this analogy. Obviously, a lot of I was an amateur boxer, never really successful. I ended up being more of a sparring partner than anything. And I will tell you this, when I first started boxing, they threw me in the ring with a professional. And I got my ass beat, like hard. And I was nervous. I went back every day. I sparred more than I hit bags. And so by, month 6, I literally had been beaten so many times, I just didn't care anymore. Sparring became second nature to me. I was able to try different things because I was like, if I get hit, it's no different than me getting hit anyway. But I use that in my cold call analogy. Don't be afraid, just pick up the phone. And when you don't want to pick up the phone, pick it up and do it again. But those real life experiences are going to teach you way more than any book reading is going to do. In fact, I would suggest that you continue to make calls and read books at the same time so you can actually try those ideas that you get in the books on the phone in real life. Now, taking that into consideration, eventually you will become really good at whatever it is you do, but cold calling, hardcore sales is where you can cut your teeth. You can sharpen your knife. You can iron sharpens iron at that moment, right? That is the best way to do it. If you wanted to get into business, personal, face-to-face sales like what I do, starting with cold calling is no better way to start, because business-to-business and person sales is only 5 to 10, maybe 15 interactions a day. When I was cold calling, it was 180 cold calls a day, minimum, sometimes 200 plus. But that type of repetition really gets you able to cut your teeth on and sharpen your knives so that you can become a sales expert. Another thing, and the last thing I'm going to say about it, role play. If you role play with people that are either experienced or not, they're going to put you in situations that you would feel uncomfortable in. Like when you call somebody and they say, hey, not interested. What are you going to say at that point? Well, you could start sharpening your teeth, cutting your teeth, and sharpening your knife on those situations right there. So anyway, just throwing out some cold call knowledge. Yeah, I know, it's Halloween time. It is Halloween time. Gosh, I'm sweating in here. Anyway, Guys, thank you so much. Share the love. Thank you. Have a nice day.